You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, B&B fans. Well, Steffy Forrester's got a really bad week ahead as her arch-nemesis, Sheila Carter, is free as a bird, and Finn's wife will not take it very well at all. This is Belinda from Soap Dirt, and we're going to talk about the hard hits that Steffy takes in the next few days and how coming events could rock her once solid marriage. So we have three women driving Steffy crazy these days: Sheila Carter and the dynamically irritating, to her, mother-daughter duo of Brooke and Hope Logan. But let's start with the psycho Sheila bombshell that pushes Steffy to the brink. On a recent Bold episode, Finn was with Hope Logan, who was busily trying to seduce him, when he got a text from his stepdaddy, Deacon Sharpe, who said, "Oh, by the way, Sheila's loose." Mind you, Finn was the one who pompously told Deputy Chief Baker, "Take her away," like he was the top cop of the LAPD or something. How did the B&B writers come up with this dialogue without laughing at how ridiculous it is, honestly? Anyway, Baker walked away with Sheila despite having found zero evidence pointing to it being her that killed Tom or Hollis or either or both. And by the way, there is zero evidence that Tom and Hollis were murdered at this point. There is evidence that we've seen that both men overdosed from the same drug and the same dose. But I mean, honestly, it's LA, where there's plenty of drugs to be found, like any big city. These two could have been drug-using drug buddies, you know? I mean, we know they're not as viewers, but the police don't know that. Am I right? Bottom line, even if you assume they were both victims of foul play, there is zero physical evidence tying their deaths to Sheila. There's not even any real circumstantial evidence. The only evidence was Sheila is a bad person, no doubt, who's been in trouble before. That's it. She had no motive to kill these men. Plus, they were both her friends. So the LAPD had to let her go. Couldn't keep her in custody. Hey, if you haven't, please take a minute to click subscribe. All right. Now, let's talk about the reaction to this big Sheila update. When Hope asked Finn how he felt about Sheila being released, he admitted he was relieved. And he also admitted he couldn't think of any reason for her to kill Tom or Hollis. And then he went further and said he didn't want Sheila to be guilty of these crimes. And on the following episode, Finn heads down to the CEO office to give Steffy the update, the big news about his biomom. So if Liam is still there hanging out with Steffy, I'm sure the good doctor is not going to be happy to see that. And right before Finn gets down to her, you know, Steffy's telling Liam this Tom Hollis double murder is an open and shut case against Sheila. I'm sorry, has Steffy been watching too many CSI or Dateline episodes, listening to too many true crime podcasts? There was no evidence, Steffy. None. Anyway, Steffy's feeling pretty pleased, pretty smug, imagining Sheila getting a life sentence behind bars, or even better, the death penalty. And then Finn waltzes in and says, "Oh, the LAPD cut my mom loose due to a lack of evidence." And of course, Steffy is going to lose her mind and fly into a fit of anger. I am sure, you know, she's going to go on about how can they doubt Sheila did it because, you know, she exists and was breathing in the same city that these murders occurred. But then Finn says something that causes his wife's brain to melt. He's going to tell Steffy, you know, maybe my mom's not guilty. Whoa, the nerve of him to suggest that Sheila Carter didn't do this crime and shouldn't do the crime for which she had no motive to commit and for which no evidence ties her to it. How dare Finn speak those words? Oh my gosh. Steffy is going to be so mad at her husband. And Liam is going to eat it all up like it's chocolate cake. He just stopped by to tell Steffy that he's so proud that Finn actually chose her and the kids over Sheila, and he hopes it sticks this time. That's what Liam was saying, but that's not what he's hoping at all. And it's not going to stick unless whoever really did the killing does a better job of framing Sheila than they're doing so far. I won't say Sheila's totally in the clear. Somebody set up Sheila to go down for this. The motive is tied to Poppy and Luna and the paternity. I have seen some bizarre suggestion that maybe Luna's the killer. Oh my gosh, no, that's not happening. If she is, could she just take RJ out on her way to prison? Okay, joking. Luna is absolutely innocent in all this, but the motive in both slangs is clearly about protecting Poppy and her gold digging agenda and her dirty secrets and her dirty past. I feel like Lee Finnegan may have a hand in this, possibly Jack Finnegan too. One or both of them may be helping Poppy, or they at least know what Poppy's doing. Poppy, Lee, and Jack, the three of them, at least two of them, I think, are neck deep in this. One or two of them are probably headed off of B&B, off to jail or the morgue before all is said and done. I feel like Poppy and Jack are more disposable than Lee Finnegan, but, we'll see. I don't even know if the writers have thought this completely through. And a lot of times they've thought it through and then they're like, oh, the viewers have kind of figured it out, so we're going to go and do something stupid. And then they pivot and it's bad. We'll see. The important thing this week, though, is Steffy's reaction to Finn being kind of low-key pleased that his mom is not being arrested for these two murders. Steffy wants Finn to hate his birth mother, and he just simply doesn't. She wants Finn to believe that Sheila killed Tom and Hollis, and he doesn't. He simply does not see it. Steffy loves Finn, but this whole Sheila thing at some point is going to push her too far. And with Liam waiting in the wings, and Hope too, I feel like this is all a recipe for disaster. I'm also waiting to see if Steffy actually gets on the plane to Monte Carlo next week. She's supposed to be going to Europe for the Brooks Bedroom relaunch, but I'm not sure she gets on the plane or is turned away. Something about her passport, because at the Monte Carlo festival, I've seen red carpet photos of Katherine Kelly Lang and Torsten Kay, but none of Jackie Wood. And so if she had been over there filming scenes as Steffy, seems like she would have been on the red carpet. So we'll have to see. Either way, whether she makes it to Monte Carlo or not, it is a rough few days for Steffy. Hope's trying to steal her man out of spite. Sheila's free as a bird. Finn's kind of happy about it, even though he says he's not going to see Sheila. Well, that remains to be seen. Liam is going to be in Steffy's ear, trying to weaken her marriage. Brooke's the face of the relaunched bedroom line, which is rubbing Steffy the wrong way. Something's got to give, and Steffy Forrester may go nuclear soon. What do you think Steffy's going to do when she sees that Finn is actually relieved that his birth mother is not being charged with double murder? Drop your comments and please subscribe if you're not following us.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.